So you're going to look at all those features on every property, and you're going to try to do it quickly, at least on your first run through, and, eliminate stuff, but don't eliminate too much. Now, the last step here, step 10, is to grade the properties A through F, okay? Just like the same kind of grades you got in school. A's are the best, B's are second, C's and D's are kind of average, or at least C's are. F is one I don't want to buy, plain and simple. So A is for great, B is for very good, C is for average, D is below average, and F is failing. Now let's see a couple of examples of properties from this list. Here we go, folks. This is a nice house, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, large fenced-in backyard. They say it's worth $105,000. That's a great number on a property. Now, it is a manufactured home. The cool part of it that I like is it really has a 3-car garage there. Lots of place to store your vehicles and some precious treasures. So $12,250 for opening bid. I'd be a buyer on this all day long. I really like this house. So that's definitely an A property. Okay, the next one is a 1-story that is currently occupied, and chances are that that could have been unoccupied a week or 2 before the auction. Now this one here is currently occupied also. This is more of a C property. It's definitely an older property based on the way the front porch looks, that kind of stuff. Now they aren't saying it's worth $36,000. Opening bid is $8,600. That's kind of high, so there's not a lot of margin here. But you do what you can. It's not like you can go through the neighborhoods and pick out what you think you want to buy and put on the list. It's whoever didn't pay their taxes. And they'll be from very nice homes to very dumpy ones. A couple times I've seen in the auction a property that's 2 feet wide and 100 feet long. There's nothing to do with that. If the neighbor on one side or the other doesn't want to buy it, there's nothing you can do with it. And if both of them were to refuse to mow that lawn, you'd have to be out there at least every other week or every 3 weeks to mow the lawn so you didn't get a building ticket. Could work out to be a major project for you. Okay, 2-story home that needs a lot of work, has potential. I would put this as a D based on the comment needs a lot of work. The outside does not look too bad, but it's not perfect either. That's looking pretty decent. And then here we've got 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. House is in bad shape. Not looking bad. If you look on the fascia, it's missing some siding. There's a variety of things, even from the outside, that says that this house has issues. Now, I know that there's only a couple of rehabbers in the room here, and it makes it difficult if you want to buy low, sell low quickly, if you're going to have to put some rehab into this. And a lot of times, whatever the rehab costs you is going to take and is not going to up the value of the property that much unless it's in really horrible shape. So now the most important thing to this whole process is make the most money. So you're going to look at all those features on every property, and you're going to try to do it quickly, at least on your first run through, and eliminate stuff, but don't eliminate too much. And then you really leaves you with vacant land, which in most cases you'd probably only look at vacant residential lots versus houses. There's a little bit of commercial on these sales usually. A smaller county like this one probably would not have more than 3 pieces of commercial, even if the list is at 400 or 500 properties.
My question is, does the county treasurer have to list if there are occupants in the house, or does that depend by county?
I don't believe that that's a state requirement, but remember, the people who created these listings was the auction company. So this auction company, their preference is to give people the heads up. And if there are occupants somewhere along the line, they might not take kindly to people looking in their windows. So I think that that's the main reason that they go through this and warn people so that the prospective buyers really don't get hurt.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Sure.
Is there any way to get information on things that would be expensive, like wiring in the home, or infestations, like termites?
Where I'm at, termites, bugs, things like that in Michigan are not a big deal. They're a major issue here in Florida. Yeah. So it depends on what state you're looking at, what the weather's like. We have cold winters. What happens in the cold winters? The bugs and infestations end up getting frozen out.
True, but they are going further north. And is there a way to check that for that information?
You cannot get in the house, and usually there's no data that would be in the portfolio for a property. Whether that was the paper folder at the county office or whether that would be somewhere on the website.
Okay. I know for wiring, if you're looking for homes to buy, purchase, retail, they often will give the wiring or the amperage of the home. So to find that information, would you go to old sales or something like that?
If there are previous MLS listings, there could be information on there about what kind of wiring is there. I've never had an issue selling a house based on the amount of the kind of wiring that's in the house.
Okay.
Now, I do have an issue if I go to rent it. Some of them only want circuit breakers. Some of the cities do in a rental property. Some of them are happy with fuses. It just depends. It depends on, and the only time it typically would get inspected here is if you buy it from the auction and it goes for a rental. Most of the time on a resale, there's no inspections, inside or out.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Hi. Just wondering if you've ever bought a house that you've been stuck with, you couldn't sell for some reason, and what you did about that.
No, I have not. Now, a couple weeks ago, I might have felt that way, but on December 30th, I moved a commercial building and a house that needed far too much work, and was able to sell both of those to another investor. The package deal, I had about $20,000 into it and still sold it for $40,000. So
the answer is lower the price until someone goes for it.
Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the magic number. I mean, a couple people had looked at it before that, and I had told them that the house was $20,000, which was a little high, because the commercial building was in much better shape than that. But the person was looking to buy a couple of things, and they looked at that and some other properties I had, and they really picked the two worst on the entire list of everything that I owned. So, but if you're a rehabber, Those guys like a challenge. Now, maybe not every rehabber, but a lot of them do.